Good evening. Elazar, good evening. Okay.
You got two hats tonight. You have two hats, Mario and yours.
We are on Nun Daled Amud Aleph, Sukkah 54. Erev Shabbos Shabbat Chag. Friday, Erev Shabbos on Sukkahs, that there were a certain number of tkiyos. And we said we blow on the Mizbeach, but Vilulamala Siris Loktani, but doesn't say we blow standing on the 10th step. The question is why? Masnisan Mani, Rabbi Yezer ben Yaakovi. The Gemara explains because the Mishnah is Rabbi Yezer, Titania, Shalosh Lamala Asiris, that the Tanakama says that 3 tkiyos are blown on the 10th step, but Rabbi Yezer ben Yaakov never know. Shalosh al Gabi Mizbeach, that he holds that you blow those when you're on the Mizbeach. And it's mutually exclusive. The one who says that they blew 3 on the 10th step, that's the only place they blew. They didn't blow on the Mizbeach. And V'amar Gabi Mizbeach is Eino Omer Lamala Asiris. My time, Rabbi Yezer ben Yaakov. Even to talk a Lepsichas Sha'arim, since one of the tkiyos is to open the gates, Lamala Asiris Lama Lidatoka. Why would you blow there? Halav Sharu. Hilkach al Gabi Mizbeach Odif. So for that Mandomar, blowing on the top of the Mizbeach is better. But Rabbanan Sarikivin to talk a Lamilu Amayim, they already blew when they filled up the water. Al Gabi Mizbeach Lamali. Hilkach Lamala Asiris Odif. According to that Mandomar, it's better to blow standing on the 10th step. Yosef Ravacha Bar Chanina Midaroma Aisi Masnis, he brought a barais in his hands, which said, Uvnei Aaron HaKohanim Yitku'u B'Chatzor Tzrois. They shall blow with Chatzor Tzrois. Ain't Tamud Lamer Yisku'u. You don't need that. Shekvar Nemer Utkatem B'Chatzor Tzrois Ala Loisechem Azivchei Shal Mechem. So what's learned from Yisku B'Chatzor Tzrois? Ma Tamud Lamer Yisku. HaKol Lefi HaMusafim Toikin, that not only did they blow for the Korban HaTomim, but they blew for the Musafim as well. Hu Tailavu Amar La Loimer Shetokin Al Kol Musaf Umusaf. Not only that, but let's say there were days where there were multiple musafs. For example, Rosh Hashanah. There's a musaf for Rosh Chodesh. There's a musaf for Rosh Hashanah. And for example, if it's Shabbos, there's a musaf for Shabbos. So you would bring for each musaf. So Tanan, we're going to ask a kasha. It says, Erev Shabbos B'Socha Chag, Friday Sukkos, Hayusham Arba'im Ushmona. We calculated that there were 48 tkiyos. The imis, if it's correct, if Ravacha is correct about the Musafim, so listen, Shabbos B'Socha Chag Mishkach Zol Chamshin V'Chad. Why did you think that the highest would be 48 on Erev Shabbos Sukkos? Shabbos B'Socha Chag, you get another Musaf, so another 3, or another 9 for the Musaf, and take away. We'll see what you take away. Amrav Zera Lefisha and Toikin L'Psicha Shem B'Shabbos. On Shabbos, they didn't open up the gates, and they didn't do tkiyos for that. So it ends up only 48. Amar Rav Aman had lechash lekimcha. Somebody didn't learn properly. Because chad b'chol yom tanan. When it talks about blowing for the sha'arim open, they did it every day, including Shabbos. V'odi nami kedori ninu. Even so, if you're going to get away, if you're going to subtract from the 51, the 3 tkiyos that were blown when they opened up the Sharim, so that Shabbos would also have 48. So why did you Dafka teach us Erev Shabbos B'Socha Chag? You could have showed us Shabbos B'Socha Chag. So the Shmas Minei Tarti, Shema Minad Rabbi Yezer ben Yaakov. The reason why we learned about Erev Pesach is because we learned 2 dinim. That the Mishnah holds like Rabbi Yezer ben Yaakov, as opposed to the Tanakama regarding blowing the 3 on the Mizbeach. Shema Minad Ravacha Bar Chanina. That this din, the Ravacha Bar Chanina, that for each Musaf, you blow extra. Amar Rav, if you ain't talking the milu mayim b'Shabbos, you're going to really have less because they don't blow for milu mayim on Shabbos, so you're going to have even less. So the Gemara says, "V'listi nami Rosh Hashanah shechalios b'Shabbos." But Rosh Hashanah that fell on Shabbos, you have three different musafim. Ha'ikit tlas musafim, musaf to Rosh Hashanah, musaf to Rosh Chodesh, musaf to Shabbos, and you'd have the 48 as well. So why did you learn the case of Erev Shabbos during Sukkot? You could have learned Rosh Hashanah. So the Gemara answers, Erev Shabbos Sheb'Zocha Chag Yitzchak Lei. It's still more of a chiddush to learn about the 48 kiyos of Erev Shabbos during Sukkot. Why? Ashpina Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, to teach me the special din of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, that he held that you blew 3 on the Mizbech, not by the step. So the Gemara asks, Otumi Kamer Lisniha v'lo Lisniha. Lisniha, what do you mean? There's chidushim in both Mishnayos. Why would you choose this one and not that one? And for the Gemara, Tana v'Shayir. And a Chanami. The Tana listed this because he left other chidushim unenunciated. He didn't bring every example. Where do we see that he was Shayir, that he left other examples? My Shayir, I Shayir, Erev Pesach. Erev Pesach, where they said Hallel, when they shechted the Korban Pesach, they blew tkiyas on every church of Hallel, 3 tkiyas. And they shechted the Korban Pesach in 3 different groups. So there were 27 tkiyas at least. And the other 21 that were done on a regular day, if you add 21 with 27, the 27 is for the Hallels. 3 Hallels, each Hallel is 9. 9 times 3 is 27 plus 21 is 48. So you could have listed that an example as 48. So since the Tana left that one out, it left the other one out as well. And for the Gemara, that's not a teretz. Imishum Erev Pesach, you're going to bring me Erev Pesach, Lav Shiuru. That's not an example where the Tana left it out because it could have learned it and it left it out. It's the Hamani Rabbi Yehudi. It's a shitas of a das yachid. The Omar, Mimem shel kashlishis lo higi lo marav tekish Hashem. They only had 3 groups. They only had to recite it Hallel 3 times. If you had so many people that you had to go through it many times before they shechted it. But usually, they only would say Hallel twice. So you can't always say that it works out to 48 kiyas. How can you say that this is related to Rabbi Yehuda? How came to the log Rabbi Yehuda? We said beferish that it's not like Rabbi Yehuda. How could you say that? Because the dilma haitana sarvelo kavasa b'chadu palikale b'chada. Maybe he goes like Rabbi Yehuda on one, but he argues on the other. So you can't prove anything from Erev Pesach. Elamai Shire the High Shire. What did the Tana leave out that he left the other thing out? Shire Erev Pesach Shechalios Erev Shabbos. Erev Pesach that falls on Erev Shabbos, because Ofik Shis for Ayil Shis. You remove 6 because you don't have that 3rd Hallel, but you bring in 6 because remember every Erev Shabbos you needed to blow 6 to announce when Shabbos started. So that's also would have been 48. So they left that one out. They left after that they left out Rosh Hashanah as well. Then the Mishnah said, Ein moisifin al arboim ushmona. You never have more than 48. Freit the Gemara v'lo. What do you mean? Never. Va'ik erev Pesach shechalios b'Shabbos. Erev Pesach on Shabbos. The il Rabbi Yehuda chamsha v'chad. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it would be 51. Il Rabbanan chamsha v'sheva. It would be 58. The Gemara says, but Erev Pesach falling on Shabbos is very rare. We're listing things that happen every year. And Erev Pesach, Shechalios b'Shabbos, the less B'chol Shana b'Shana, Lo Yiktani didn't mention that because it's unusual. So the Gemara asked, what do you mean? Erev Shabbos B'Socha Chag Miyisa B'chol Shana? Erev Shabbos in the middle of Sukkot also doesn't occur every year. Zimni de lo mishkachas lei, ve'echidami kigon shechag yon tov rishon d'erev Shabbos. For example, the first day of Sukkot is our Erev Shabbos. So you're never going to have an example of Erev Shabbos in the middle of the Chag. Whenever Sukkot, the first day of Sukkot falls on Friday, we always add an extra day to Rosh Hashanah the previous year so that it would be pushed away. My time. If the first day of Sukkot falls on Friday, when would Yom Kippur be? It would be Sunday. We can never have Yom Kippur on Sunday because how do you prepare food to eat before Yom Kippur? Also, you don't want two Shabbosim back to back like that. Yom Kippur never falls on Friday, and Yom Kippur never falls on Sunday for that reason. So therefore, you can never have the first day of Sukkot falling on Friday. We don't push it on Shabbos craving b'Yom Kippur. The Mishnah tells us of an example of korbanos offered on Shabbos were left over, that you can offer them on Yom Kippur. Mashma that Yom Kippur does fall on Sunday. Rav Zera, Yavinim Bei Rav Bavel, when we studied the sugya with Rav and Bavel, Havi Amri, he would say, Hadatanya Yom Kippur Shabbos. He would also talk about Erev, that if Yom Kippur fell on Friday, Lo Ayu Tokin, there were no Tkiyas before Shabbos. Motzei Shabbos Lo Yam Avdilim. If Yom Kippur fell on Motzei Shabbos, there was no Avdallah. Divrei Koli. So you see, Yom Kippur could fall on Friday, Sunday. So Kislichis Lahasam, when he made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, Ashkel Rav Yehuda Braid Rav Shimon ben Pazit Yosef Kamar. This is the sheet of Rabbi Kiva, who talks about that Kedushas Yom Kippurim can follow or precede Shabbos, but not according to Chachamim. Because Lo Yikasha HaRabbanon HaAcherim, Machlokes Tanoim B'Tanya. Acherim Ein Ben Atzeres Latzeres Ve'Ben Rosh Hashanah El Arba Yomim Bilvad. The lunar calendar is 354 days. The solar calendar is 365 days. So that's 11 days different. So the day when Rosh Hashanah of the week is, remember, 7 plus 4. If it's Sunday, so it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If in the previous year Rosh Hashanah fell on Sunday, the next year it's going to fall on Wednesday. Because there's 4 days difference between the year, except because we add a month of 29. So 28 is four whole weeks with one extra day. So then it would be, now, according to that sheet of Acherim, the Yomim Tovim land exactly, we can't manipulate. It's always going to be 4 or 5 days. And therefore, if Rosh Hashanah falls on a Sunday or a Monday or whatever, we have to accept it. The Chachamim say no. It's not Ein Bain 1 year to another year, always 4 years. It depends, because sometimes we'll add a day to the Elul, that we've got to push Sukkot off because we don't want Sukkot to fall on a Friday. That's like we've been doing. Meisvei. Rosh Chodesh Shechalios B'Shabbos. So you have 2 Musafim. Musaf Rosh Chodesh and Musaf of Shabbos. Shir Shel Rosh Chodesh Doicha Shir Shel Shabbos. The Shir of Rosh Chodesh, the Shir Shel Yom, Doicha the Shir of Shabbos. The Im Isa. Now, if it's true that we blow shofar for every added Musaf, Lema de Shabbos, the Lema de Rosh Chodesh, let's say both of them. Why should one be doicha the other? Amar Rav Safra, my doicha lekadim. He didn't understand what they meant by doicha. He didn't mean it. You don't say it. The question is, what is first? It said shir shel Rosh Chodesh doicha shir shel Shabbos means the shir of Rosh Chodesh should be done first. But the boy has a question. Why? We have a general halachic principle. Todir v'sheno todir, todir koidim. So what day, Shabbos or Rosh Chodesh, comes more often? Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Shabbos comes every week. Rosh Chodesh comes once a month. So that defines todir. So todir v'sheno todir, todir koidim, we should say the Shir Shel Shabbos first. Oh, on Rav Yechon, later Shehuk B'Rosh Chodesh. It was done as a siman, as an announcement to everybody that Rosh Chodesh that month was established Bismanu al Yadin Beis Din. And I had care of Dina. But we already make various hakerim to let people know this. So I care of Dina. Because we do other hakeris, like I'll show you. Chelvei Tomid Shel Shachar, the korban Tomid in the morning, and when they piled up the chelev before they offered it on the mizbeach, nitonin mechatzi kevesh shulamata b'mizrach, were placed on the ramp, and halfway up the ramp down on the east side. V'shel musafim, the chelev of the musaf, nitonin mechatzi kevesh shulamata b'mayrim. V'shel Rosh Chodesh nitonin tachas karkov ha-mizbeach lamata. The karkov was one of those sovades, one of those things that went around that people walked on. So there's already a heker for Rosh Chodesh. So they knew Rosh Chodesh based on that. Okay. I'm going to close, and then we're going to do the tzorb at 8 o'clock. He told me to close.
Ernie, you're a Daf behind, right?
I know.
Okay. Because this is a short one. Okay.
I know. We'll catch up. Over the next couple of days, we'll catch up.
Okay.
I'll call back at 8 o'clock.